Kit Kats can read. Why hello guys, it's me, Katie. I'm back again, and in today's video I am bringing you my June wrap up. All the books I managed to read in June. I feel really good and proud because I managed to read more than I did in the month of May, which was a really bad month. And this month in June I managed to complete 4 books, and for me I feel really good that I managed to complete 4. Now, realistically, I try and aim to read about 5 books a month, so even though I was 1 book below my goal, I still feel really good because despite of everything that happened in the month of June, I had a lot of really down days, a lot of days where I didn't read because of it, I was quite depressed sort of thing. I feel like that's really good for me, so I'm really proud. So I'm going to begin with the first bit that I completed. I've given my ARC away, I did a trade for it, so I will place the picture over here. And that is the Smoke Thieves by Sally Green. So I received this book from the publisher, and I did a non-spoilery video review on it as well as a blog post. So I will link the video review down below in the description, and I will also link the blog link as well if you wanted to check the blog post out as well, because some people I know they prefer reading a review compared to watching a review, so it's there for both of your interests. So with this book, it's a fantasy and it is about these several characters. You have one that's a thief, you have one that's a princess, and one that's a traveller and things like that. And there's basically this thing where, like, if you kill a demon, it will like emit some sort of smoke out of it, and what some people do is they collect the smoke and they can sell it, and it's kind of like an illegal sort of thing. It's like it's a drug sort of thing, because if you inhale the smoke, it sort of kind of like makes you feel really good. It can have some like healing abilities, that sort of thing. So one of the characters, they actually are a demon hunter, and they just sort of like all embark on this journey, and all of their roads just become like interlinked together. There's some sort of like war that's being planned as well that is kind of like hidden. But yeah, it was actually really intriguing and different, and I don't normally like my fantasies, but I actually really enjoyed this book. But if you want to know more about my thoughts about like the characters and things like that, then just feel free to go ahead to the review. But I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving this book 4.5 out of 5 Kit Kats. The next book that I read and completed in the month of June was Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. So it took me a little while to get through it. Not for bad reasons. I put it down to read some review books, and then I picked this book up again. At the halfway mark, I was kind of listening to the audiobook as well and reading at the same time, and then I managed to complete this book. And actually I really enjoyed it. It's obviously a different book in a different series by Cassandra Clare, although it's in the Shadowhunter world. I like the fact that it was in the London Institute, and I really liked all the characters. So this is basically about Shadowhunters if they are like in the past in London, and we have Tessa, who is a downworlder. She's like a shapeshifter, and she's kind of like wanted. She's looking for her brother, and so she bumps into the Shadowhunters from the London Institute, and they sort of try and help her find her brother, and then they do, and then things happen. And that's all I'm going to say on that, because I did do a non-spoilery book review on this book in a video as well as a written format, so I'll link those down below in the description if you want to check more of my thoughts about the characters and so on and so forth. But I loved this book so much, and I gave it 5 out of 5 Kit Kats. The next book that I read and completed in the month of June was The Kissing Booth by Beth Rickles. So this book I actually received as a review book a fair few years ago. I'm very ashamed that I didn't get around to reading it, but I finally did. This is why I do keep all the books that I own, because I do eventually get round to reading them. So this book was turned into a Netflix movie. I've watched it a couple of times. I really like it. It's obviously a little bit different to the book, I like how the movie's done, I also like how the book's done, but I found this book to like be a really sort of like cute and sweet contemporary read. It's sort of that fluff that you sort of need during the summer. It really focuses around on friendship, and basically we have this friendship between Ellie and her best friend, who is a guy, and they basically have this fundraiser, and their idea is to have this kissing booth. And then there is Noah, who is Lee's older brother, and he's like a bad guy. He's literally just like everything that a player guy should be, and Ellie just like doesn't like it. However, they end up kissing at this kissing booth, and then things change. So that's literally the story, but I did do a non-spoiler book review video and written format on this very book. I'll link it down below in the description if you want to check more on my thoughts, but I loved it and I gave it 5 out of 5 Kit Kats. The final book that I read and completed in June was Eve of Man by Giovanna and Tom Fletcher. So this book I also received from the publisher in exchange for an honest review, and I was very highly anticipating this book. I was invited to the Penguin sort of like party that was like earlier on in the year. However, I was working and I couldn't get out of the shift, so I couldn't go, and I sent them an email and I said, I'm so sorry I couldn't make it. I really am gutted. I really wanted to go. I honestly, guys, I was so looking forward to it, and then I just couldn't get out of work. And then they emailed back and they were like, well, here's a list of the books and the publicists that are sort of like going with the books. And I looked at what was coming out and I was like, oh my god. And the premise of this story just, it sounded so good, and I was honestly sold. And I just sort of like emailed the publicist and I was like, can I please request a copy of this book? Like, I will love you so much. And I never got like a reply from her, actually, I don't think. And it was getting closer to the release date and I was like, oh, I guess I didn't get it for review. Anyway, my nan then's like, I got a package here. And I go over there and it's like this box. And I was like, what? So anyway, so I took it home and I unboxed it, and what was inside but this very book, along with a Rubik's Cube, which is right here. So I was like, oh my goodness, Rubik's Cube just brings me back to like the 90s. And so basically this book is about, it's like a science fiction novel, and the world basically hasn't had any females for about 50 years, until one day a female is born from this old couple, and the mother dies and the father is believed to be dead as well. And so Eve is born. They called her Eve, and since then she's just been told that she has to sort of basically be the saviour of humanity. She has to be the one to reproduce, hopefully, females. And so she's just been living in this little bubble, literally a bubble, a glass globe in the sky, protected from other humans to attack her and things. So she's been living up there. However, she really sort of yearns for freedom. And yeah, this is like really her sort of life. And then we have Bram, who's like the other character, and he's the son of like the owner of this sort of like organisation that sort of helps with Eve to keep her safe and that sort of thing. And things aren't what they seem, and Bram soon discovers this, and he pretty much ends up like falling for Eve through getting to know her, and her vice versa. And so really it's just sort of like a really interesting, good science fiction story about something that could actually possibly happen. So it's the first book that's in a trilogy, and for me, I actually really enjoyed it. There are two perspectives, which is Eve and Bram, and Giovanna wrote Eve's perspective and Tom wrote Bram's. And I actually didn't mind either one of the writing styles. Some people said that they struggled with Tom's writing style, but I actually could read it very easily. So I ended up really enjoying this book. This book ends on a bit of a cliffhanger that leads towards the second book, and I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 Kit Kats. But if you would like to know more of my thoughts about this very book, then I will link the video and the written review down below in the description box so you can check more on my thoughts. So you have it guys, these books as well as the Smoke Thieves is what I read in June, so like I said, I'm really proud of my reading. So that's it for this video guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please do give me a thumbs up if you did. If you are new to my channel, then please feel free to subscribe. I have no video schedule whatsoever, so if you would like to not miss any of my video uploads, then you can click on the bell notification below the video and that will let you guys know as soon as I've uploaded a video. But all in all guys, that's it from me. Keep smiling, keep reading and be happy. My name's Katie and I'll see all of you wonderful awesome people in my next video. Bye!